Hi everyone, welcome back to the Paper Flourish craft videos. Today is the second Lavinia journal challenge. First day of spring today, so the stamp I've chosen as our inspiration is the words of spring. So this is the one that's got some beautiful words on this stamp: flourish, blissful, spring, free, birds, nature, bloom, magic, spirit, awakening, alive, beginning. So lots of gorgeous words there to use as the inspiration for your journal page. And I'm going to be creating my journal page here with you today. I've got a few ideas of what I'm going to do, but I'm just going to let it develop and see what happens. We encourage you, please, if you would like to, we'd love to see your journal page for words of spring. So if you're able to do one, and if you'd like to share it with us, please send it in to inquiries@paperflourish.com.au, and that email address will be in the description for this video. We will put together a compilation of your beautiful pages to post onto our Facebook page, and I'll have the date, the week that'll be going up. We should try and give you about a week and a half, and then we'll put that compilation of your beautiful pages onto our Facebook. It is all anonymous. We don't include any names. We just love to be able to share your beautiful inspirations with everyone as well. So please get involved in our Lavinia journal challenges. So challenge number 2, of course, challenge number 1. We use the beautiful sentiment, don't forget to fly, and we've seen some lovely journal pages coming in for that. So words of spring, let's celebrate the first day of spring. Let's hope we've got lots of warm sunny days on the way. It's certainly been a very cold winter, long winter in Adelaide, so we're ready for some sunshine. I've pulled out some of the mica sprays today, the Lavinia mica sprays, so I'm thinking of using those to create a background. I'm using my Stamperia mixed media journal, the ring binder journal. Here's the first page, don't forget to fly. So that's back in the journal now. The great thing about this journal is you can take the page out, work on it, and then pop the page back in. So the one there's a whole variety of backgrounds, and I showed you in the first video a lot of those backgrounds, so I won't go through them again. But the one I've chosen for today has this faint writing all through the background, a little bit of detail on the edges as well. So I'm going to use this as my base for my journal page. And once it's finished and dry, it'll go back into the journal. So I'll pop the stamp to the side for the moment, but I'll keep it close by because that's the inspiration for today. Mica sprays, always store them lying down. That way the end of your spray tube there is not sitting in the mica, so it's less likely to get clogged that way. I then shake them on the side, bring them upright to spray, and store them lying down. So I'm going to keep them lying down for the moment. I'm going to start by spraying these beautiful sprays onto the background. Once they're dry, you can stamp on these no problem at all, and they all have this beautiful shimmery mica in them. So I'm going to bring over my splatter box. Whenever I'm using the sprays, I'll always pop it in the splatter box. That way the excess spray ends up on the box and not out on your craft table as well. I'm just going to place a couple of pieces of paper towel. I think this page is fairly long. If I pop a little bit down here, that way any excess spray will end up on there at the bottom. So I'm going to start with, thinking of using the 3 colours. We've got Fruit Sorbet, Bumblebee, I love that is the name of that one, and Blue Moon, all beautiful colours. So not quite sure I'm going to spray them yet. We're just going to see what happens and go with it, I think. So I'm shaking it up to move that mica around, bring it upright, and let's add a few beautiful sprays of blue onto our background. I think I might just do a bit of a mixture of colour. We'll see how it ends up. Fruit Sorbet, this is a really pretty pinky colour. And these are nice bright colours. I thought first day of spring, you've got to have bright. It's got a bit of a purple tinge to it as well. And then let's bring in a bit of Bumblebee. Maybe a lot of Bumblebee because I love yellow. Bright, beautiful, look at this. So we've got a really nice mixture of colours there on our background. Once it's dry, you'll be able to see the gorgeous shimmer in this as well. I'm going to bring in my heat tool and give that a good dry. So it's add sparkle and colour into the background. They don't take too long to dry, these gorgeous sprays. If you've got a lot of excess ink on there, if you have sprayed a lot, you can grab a paper towel to remove some of that excess ink, but I think this is going all right. But you should see, I'll bring it up to a bit closer to the camera in a moment so you can see the shimmer that's sitting on this page. Sparkly, shimmery, looks like a day of sunshine to me. Because it's not the 1st of September when I'm making this. I've actually made this a couple of days beforehand. I'm really hoping by the time we get to that first day of spring, we've got a lovely, beautiful sunny day. Pretty good. Just going to do the back of it just to give it a really good dry. It's fairly wet at the moment, this paper. Just helps. Can you see the shimmer? Isn't that beautiful? And these sprays are a great way to make a quick, beautiful background. Now the paper I'm working with is not as thick as your Lavinia multifarious cardstock, but it still seems to be taking the inks without a problem. I think that should be almost dry. There we are. So we've got our lovely shimmery, gorgeous background to start with. Okay, I'm just going to move the box to the side. Actually, I'm not. I've decided to add a little bit of foliage at the bottom of the card, and I'm going to do that with a stencil and with the lovely spring moss spray. So this stencil here, one of their more recent stencils Lavinia brought out, Ambience it's called, and it's got a very, very pretty sort of flowery pattern. So I'm thinking of doing a little bit of a flowery border at the bottom of the paper. So I'm going to bring in the spring moss. I'm changing my mind as I go. Thinking of what I might do, I'll pop that to the side. I'm actually going to spray the stencil. So I'm going to put the spring moss, I'm just going to spray it in a line across the top here, a lovely green colour. And then I'm going to bring my paper back into the box. I'm going to turn this over, placing it down on the bottom of the page. Piece of paper towel, probably would have been a good idea if I got that ready first. We might just borrow a bit from down here. Press it across the top, and hopefully this is going to print that stencil onto my background. We ready? There it is. So now we've got the stenciled image across the bottom of the page. So I just wanted to I wanted it to look like some foliage along the bottom of the paper. So let's give that a dry, and that's our sprays done. Shimmer, shimmer, shimmer today, isn't it? Pretty, pretty. Move that out the way now, the splatter box. And there's our gorgeous background to work on. Okay. The way. Beautiful shimmery, shimmery background for our journal page. So I'm just going to move those sprays to the side now. I'm finished with those. Now we need to think about what we're going to do with our stamping. Stencil to the side. Okay. I like the way that's happened. See, it's just giving you a little bit of the print without being really, really heavy on there. So I went through my stamps and went and tried to find a fairy, which I thought looked like she was ready for spring. And I've decided I've come across May, again, one of the more recent fairies, and I'm thinking of popping her on the card. I might actually place her around about here, I think. I'm just going to have a play with a couple of stamps just to give me an idea of what I'd like to have on the background. Forest In, one of the more recent mushrooms. I thought that might look really nice. So May could go over here, maybe forest mushroom. I think we're going to start with that and then we're just going to play and see what happens. So let's stamp these. Now, again, because they're quite large stamps, I'm going to stamp them in my stamp press. Great thing about these papers is that these papers, because I could take it out of my journal, I can stamp it in my stamp press. I think it's going to actually fit in there quite nicely. It is. So we'll pop the page in here, holding it down with the magnets to keep that in place while we stamp. Here's beautiful May sitting in her flower. She's going to be the first one. Let's place her here. I'm going to close that, pick her up. This is all in place. I'm just going to stamp her in the Nocturne Versifying Clair, which is your black ink pad. Your Versifying Clair are the pick of the inks to use stamping your Lavinia stamps. They give you beautiful, beautiful images. So let's bring lovely May over and stamp her onto our page. Now, of course, being on the stamp press, if she doesn't stamp completely the first time, I can re-stamp her. She's come out pretty well, but I'm going to make her I'm going to do it one more time, just so it's a really nice dark image. Isn't she just beautiful? Those words, awakening bloom. She's just beautiful. I think she's stamped pretty well there. So let's take her off the stamp press. And we're going to bring over our Forest In toadstool mushroom. And I'm going to place this one down here next to her. That up on the stamp press. I will put all of the products I've used in the description for the video, as well as that email address where to send in your journal pages. I'm also going to stamp the Forest In here. I'm going to stamp it in the Nocturne as well, just in the black. This has got so much fine detail in it, this stamp. It's so beautiful. And I'm going to give that another stamping as well, just so I've got a really good, strong, bold image. Be able to add some nice colour to the Forest In, maybe colour in with some Poscas, glitter Poscas, things like that. So there's our two main stamps. You can see them, they stamp beautifully. Onto our background, we've got our foliage at the bottom from our stencil. Let's pop this to the side. Okay, so that's given us something to start from. Now we can play with some of our other stamps as well. Just place that to the side for the moment. We may bring it back shortly. So we need to think to the beautiful words, spring words, thinking of bringing them along the side of the page. So I'm going to do those now because I don't want to forget them, because they are, of course, our inspiration for our beautiful journal page. So it's just a group of words. These stamps, the word stamps, are so handy as background fillers when they've got the collection of words. I said this one just happens to be a collection of words about spring, but so handy as a background filler when you're working with your Lavinia stamps. I'm just going to get a scrap piece of paper to work on because some of these may end up going off the page. Colour. I think I'm going to bring in lovely Fantasia, nice bright purple. Ink up the words. first stamping, I'm going to stamp the entire stamp up into the top corner. We want to see all of those beautiful, beautiful words. There we are. So we've got our lovely spring words up the top. And then I'm going to bring some more down the side. Flourish, blissful, free, spring buds, everything. So let's bring some here on the side as well. So I've just gone partly on, partly off the page this time. And we might do one more just to the side here of the toadstool. I'm just going to catch the words. So that's kind of filled in this corner of the card. But I've got the whole word showing there up the top. That was in the lovely Fantasia Versifying Clair. Pretty, pretty bright purple. That stamp. Everything's bright and colourful today. And our Lavinia journal. All right. So what are we going to do next? I love these fairy ladders. And the smallest one will work really, really well. Leading up to the little house there on the side of the toadstool. So let's bring that one in, and I'm going to do that in the Nocturne Versifying Clair. It's leading up to that house. There we are. Okay. We've got our ladder going up to our house now. Just fun, isn't it, creating with Lavinia? So much fun. Now May is holding something, so we need to find something for her to hold on to. Have a look. I had a couple ideas. I did see the dear Snail. Thought she could be holding the snail, but the snail's quite big compared to her, so maybe not. What else did I find? The little fairies. I thought she could. That might actually be quite nice. If we had this is a set of 4 fairies. It's called the Fairy Foragers. So little fairy here might be really nice. She's holding her hand out to the little fairy. That could look sweet. We'll hold that thought in mind. I did have one other thing. No, I thought I had some stars out, but I'm not sure that I have. All right, well, I think we're going to go with the little fairy. So let's ink up the fairy. We'll pop her on the small plate. What colour should we do the little fairy in? There's our twilight. I'm going to bring twilight in. So the fairy's going to be inked up in twilight. Versifying Clair. And let's bring her just here. So it looks like she's reaching out to May as well, doesn't it? There we go. There's that little fairy. They're really cute, these fairy foragers. You've got one holding a lamp. You've got another one sitting down. In fact, this little one, she might be able to go sitting on top of I think we might do that. She's going to sit on top of the toadstool. The Forest Inn. Let's do her as well in the twilight. Look quite cute. There we go. We might have fairies everywhere, I think. All right. Which other ones could we use? Twilight looks quite pretty. That colour looks pretty with those on the background we've created here. We've got a visitor. Hello. Murphy's come back to see what's going on. He's had a little afternoon nap this afternoon and he's woken up. Hello, Murphy. Have you come to see what's happening on the journal page? You're probably wondering where Mooch or Mimsy is. We'll have to get a cat involved in one of these journal pages, I think, very, very soon. Okay, so spring's beautiful spring day. What else is happening on our spring day, Murphy? We might have a little, let's bring the snail. The snail's cute. Should we have the snail? I'm not sure if you can see him here, but he's sitting on my lap, watching carefully what's going on. We're going to do the snail in Chianti VersaFine Clear. These little mini stamps are absolutely gorgeous. Great again as to fill your backgrounds. Just got to move this forward a bit so I can see it. We're going to put the snail just down here at the base of the toadstool. Hello. I've got a very sooky Murphy on my lap right now. You all right, John Pat? We just have to give Murphy a pat. Hey? What else should we do, Murph to Murph? Hey? Alright, so we've got our snail. The snail's cute. With our Chianti. We might bring some more of the fairies in a moment, floating around. This is a really beautiful stamp. It's one of the probably older Lavinia stamps, the Mystical Swirl. But that always looks really pretty. So I might bring that in off the top on that top corner. Is it going to fit? Yes, it'll fit on that plate. And what colour shall we use for that? Where's one of the pink ones? Might do it in Glamorous. It's quite a dark pink Glamorous, but a very, very nice colour. Let's bring Mystic Swirl in through that top corner. I'm just going to bring that down here. There's another really nice filler stamp. Always looks lovely coming in off the top of your card or your journal page as we're doing today. There's our, see the Mystic Swirl? It's pretty, isn't it? I think I'll just do one. I don't think I'm going to do another one of those. So our beautiful spring page is filling up here. This is a bit like how many stamps can we possibly put on one page, but why not? It's journal page. You can do whatever you want. All right, now I've got a, what else have I got? I've got a bit of a collection. I did bring Jiminy Cricket out. Jiminy's quite cute. We could have Jiminy down the bottom corner here. Yep, let's do it. Amongst the foliage, Jiminy's hiding in the beautiful spring garden that's coming to life after winter. Rainforest VersaFine Clear. Oh, we do that. No more. Decisions, Murphy, decisions. Yeah. Jiminy can be a nice green grasshopper. Jiminy Cricket, it's not grasshopper. So let's put Jiminy down here in the corner. See, there's Jiminy. Cute. Okay, what else have I found? Starting to run out of room now, aren't I? What do you think now, Murphy? Any of these other little fairies? I kind of like to use all 4 fairies. So I haven't used this beautiful one. She's really pretty. I think she's going to be looking up towards our spring words. So let's pop her on. And I'm going to do those in Twilight again. Just the same one. Hello, Mr. Murph. I'm not sure if you can see Murphy or not, but he's paying a lot of attention here to what's going on. Let's pop this beautiful little fairy here, just reaching up towards those spring words. There we go. And he's got a big purr going on as well. I'm not sure if you can hear that. He enjoys coming to say hello in craft time, doesn't he? That's our Murphy. And there's one more, and that's the little one with the lamp. I'm not... Might be a bit busy. Where can I fit her, Murphy? About up the top here, lighting up those beautiful spring words. I was determined to get all 4 fairy foragers onto the journal page. Right up in the top corner. There we go. That worked, didn't it? See? Lighting up the words. Okay. So we used our 4 fairy foragers. So like a tongue twister, isn't it? I brought out a tree, but I don't think the tree is going to fit. I think I've just about filled up our journal page. I kind of would like to have a bit of foliage down the bottom. This is one of the lovely new stamps that came out, and this is the Wild Summer Flower. So maybe we'll bring in some wild summer flowers. What do you think, Murphy? And sort of, do you think they look nice down the bottom? Or are they too big? Maybe the little one. Maybe we bring in some of the little ones down the bottom. That could look nice. Ian, oh, you're going to hop up on a table and say hello? He wants a close-up look at the fairies. You right there, Murphy? As long as he doesn't sit on the journal page, that'll be fine. There we go. Now he's going exploring, I think. What colour shall we have for our... We're going to go Purple Delight, this nice sort of pinky purple colour, and bring in some of the wild summer flowers at the bottom of the page, just so there's a little bit of foliage down the bottom. This is a really fine stamp. I don't even see the detail in that. It is just so pretty. There we go. Just showing up. Maybe we'll do a mixture of a couple of different colours. Do you think, Murphy? He's coming back. Don't try and eat. Make sure he doesn't try and eat the ink pad. Hello. You right there? Come over and say hello to everybody. Come here, Murph. He wants pats big time. Come on. Come and say hello. You're very sooky, aren't you? He's a beautiful cat. Very affectionate. Very sweet cat. Aren't you? No, it's coming back on my lap. All right, you come and watch us make our Lavinia journal page. No, we're up on the table again. I've got a... oh, we're going to sit on the journal page now. You're right. How am I going to stamp that with Murphy sitting on the journal page? I think he likes the light. I've got a light up here. I think he likes that. Here we go. Let's work around this. That's okay, Murphy. It looks quite pretty down the bottom. It's just that little hint of foliage. You can see that there. If the light disappears, it's because Murphy's just up there playing with it at the moment. A little bit more there. I quite like that. It's only fairly faint, but it's pretty. That's pretty. All right. So we've got our wild summer flower at the bottom of the page. Very pretty. That is a really delicate, beautiful stamp, and it's nice that in the set you get the smaller one and the larger one as well. I was going to bring the large one in, but I don't think I'm going to now. I think I'm going to leave it right there. So we're almost got our page finished, I think. Look at the shimmer. Doesn't that just feel like the first day of spring? So what are we going to add now, Murphy? I think some Posca dots and some glitter is in order. Posca dots, what am I going to use? I was going to go yellow, but it may blend a little bit into the background if I do that. We've got a green glitter. That could look pretty. I think that might be nice. So let's add some lovely green glitter Posca dots around the page. They look quite sweet, don't they? A little bit over here. And here comes Murphy again. Maybe it's getting near his dinner time. He likes to come and find me when he's getting hungry. And I'm not sure if you can hear it right now, but he is scratching at some papers, which is another sign that he's maybe getting a bit hungry and would like some food. Come on, Murphy. It's not quite his dinner time. Probably keep going with that for a bit. So hopefully, there we go. There's our pretty. They look nice, don't they? The Posca dots. Murphy. He'll give up in a minute when he realises he's not quite getting his dinner yet. Maybe. All right. So now we've got our beautiful green Posca dots around the page. We'll give them a moment to dry. We're going to get some glitter onto the page. It's shimmery, 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 but there's always room for glitter. Might add just a little bit of colour to the toadstool. We've got a beautiful metallic pink Posca pen. Use that just to colour in the dots on the toadstool. Right there, Murphy. He's hopping off the table now. And he's found something else to scratch on the floor to say, Mum, come and pay me attention. Pink dots on the toadstool. So I hope you have fun creating your journal page, first day of spring. And let's just hope we get a nice sunny day for it. Just a couple more. So that's that little pretty little pink dots there. As I said, if you are able to, we would love to see your journal pages. Okay, one last thing. We can't have Lavinia without some glitter, and the glitter I've chosen is the beautiful Turkish Delight pretty pink glitter. It gives a really nice light pink sparkle onto your page. I think there's 2 spots I'm going to pop some glitter, just a little bit. I'm just going to just a few dots onto these lovely flowers down the bottom. I don't want to overpower it with glitter, but I think that would look nice on those. So let's add a little bit along there. I'm just going to pick some with my fingers, sprinkle it along those flowers, shake it off. Let's say give it a bit of a flick, and that's just given a bit of a sparkle there at the bottom of the page. Can you see that? Amongst all the shimmer of that's already sitting on that page. And then the other place I'm going to pop just a little bit of this beautiful glitter is at the top amongst the Mystic Swirl, just to the ends of the spirals there. All I'm doing is adding a few dots of glitter. Again, I'm not going to overdo it. I find Lavinia glitter looks better if it's just there but not overshadowing the whole page. Just adds that little sparkle. Noticed I've picked it up and sprinkled it rather than pouring the glitter. It's pretty sticky glitter, so I find it works better that way. See, I've just added a tiny bit, so now there's a hint of a sparkle without being over the top glitter. So that's my spring journal page. Our beautiful May, we've got our fairies, we've got our lovely spring words, which was the inspiration for our page today. I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. Please enjoy making your spring journal page, and as I said, we would love to see it in at Paper Flourish. So please send those pages in, and we'll pop a compilation on Facebook so that everyone can enjoy your beautiful journal pages. Thank you so much for taking part in our challenge, for watching the video. We will continue our challenges, so I'll have another one out in maybe about a week and a half or so, 2 weeks, with using another one of the beautiful Lavinia sentiments as the inspiration. Have a wonderful spring day, everyone, and I look forward to being back with you again very soon. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.